Hello and welcome back. Today we're discussing and fixing one of the biggest scams in MTB history.
Well, you're the 2023 Red Bull Rampage champion. No! What can we say, bro? Something, bro.
Okay, not that one. Anyhow, we're talking about mountain bike derailleurs and specifically from SRAM. And we're also gonna learn how we can increase the performance of our shifting with just $25. Pretty good deal. Or is it? Derailleurs. Derailleurs. Mountain bike derailleurs. What is the problem with this stuff? In order from shitty to like, whoa, that's so cool and professional, dude. SRAM SX, we have the SRAM MX, the SRAM GX, which is the one I have, so this is like the best one, obviously. Third in level of crappiness. XO1, XX1, high-end shit. Then we have the XXY, special project, hasn't really had too much commercial success. Man, I'm so happy I did some arts and crafts for this video. Anyhow, what's the difference between all of these? The XX1 is not really bigger, but maybe I didn't pay too much attention when I printed these ones out. So we have all of these guys, and they look pretty much the same. It's because they are pretty much the same. If you take a look at the SX, it's been tough trying to mount this to my bike. It's a bit like flexible, but this is like, okay, so this is the bottom end. Does not have the same clutch as the others. It does not have bearings for the jockey wheels. There's a lot of friction in there, you know? So I guess it's fair to say that this is like, it's the cheapest option and doesn't come with super high performance. So obviously it works and it does shift the gears on your bike. All of these are becoming really, really similar. There's like a weight difference here, okay? So the more expensive you go, the lighter it is. It's more aluminum in the more expensive versions and more steel in the cheaper versions. However, this is a Type 3 roller clutch. 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 So the clutch is all the same on these models, regardless of price. Pretty damn similar. Obviously there are a few differences. But this is also something, you know, when you ride with a derailleur, close to the ground, bloop, 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 riding around, you're just gonna hit the rock. And then that shitty derailleur is just a pile of garbage, you know? So do you want an expensive pile of garbage or a cheaper pile of garbage with pretty much the same performance? And that is the reason for this video. Let's explore what we can do. This is a brand new SRAM GX derailleur. I bought this as a spare in case I broke my other GX derailleur, and I bought this because it's damn cheaper to just have a spare than to have a super expensive derailleur that, trust me, is going to break whenever you punch it with a rock. And let's face it, SRAM has released new versions of their group sets. However, if you look at those, they're not interchangeable with the old ones. So if you want one of the modern derailleurs that has like the new mount, then you need a new cassette, a new chain ring and everything. So if you've ever taken a look at the way that your GX derailleur is mounted on your frame, you can see it. There is some play. The reason for that is that they purposely have a pretty bad way of attaching this to your frame. SRAM, they sell spare parts as well. What if I told you that you can get the same mounting as they have on the most expensive derailleurs, and that's one of the biggest differences. This is a B-screw limiter. Then we have some O-rings. And here is the magical thing. On the GX version, this is just one bolt. There's no washer. And the simple feature of adding this little washer, it's what creates all the difference. The only thing you need for the install is just a pair of Allen keys, maybe some grease, and probably some vitamin D, just because winter is upon us and it's like you might just want to keep. So we need to remove this derailleur from the hanger. Bam! It's easiest if you lock your derailleur in the downward position. And I do apologize for being a bit scruffy here. I'm trying out the new chain lube and it sort of sucks. That's why this shit is dirty. Remove the derailleur completely. There we go. And at this point you need to break your chain. I forgot to mention that you do need a pick If you have a toothpick on a stick, that should be fine. But we don't have that today. We need to remove this little retention brick over there. So you just need to dig your pick underneath that little spring part. And with that, so now as soon as this part is loose, this whole thing can get removed. Look at this piece of magnificent horseshit. Isn't it funny that they just deliberately put a worse piece of hardware? Let's replace this sucker. No, it can't be that easy. This should be all be very complicated and complex, you know? Not really. So we don't really need a new B-screw and shit. So I'm just gonna put that away. So we have these O-rings, smaller of the two, all the way down here. It's in the groove. It's in the groove. And make sure you place it here. Make sure this is a clean area inside before you penetrate. Put it all the way in. Then you add the O-ring, the bigger O-ring. Also making sure that it's in the motherfucking groove. And now finally, you need to add the B adjustment plate. And if you think that it's super complex and complicated to find the right position for this adjustment plate, the idea is that this bolt obviously needs to connect to that little plateau, you know. You put it like this, push it in until you hear a nice little click. And we are done. You've successfully managed to upgrade from your piece of absolute garbage GX derailleur into the performance of a high-level racer. Oh, and there's no play anymore? What sort of magic is this?
Well, it's a goddamn shit show, that's what I'm telling you.
How exciting is this? And this also works on the SRAM NX derailleur. And you know, if you have the NX, it's sort of like you're fishing in a highway ditch. But you know, some people, they are cycling on the NX. And that works fine for them. In one way, this is a super nice upgrade for just $25. But on the other hand, this is just like a bit of a bullshit thing. Why can't they just have this piece on all of them? It's probably a bit more expensive, I can give them that. But still, like, we all have problems with the GX models. They're always like wobbling around a bit. And since this is just such an easy fix, I don't know. Yeah. SRAM exposed. It's not really a big deal, but this is definitely gonna make a difference on the bike. Happy go cycling. I just realized that we didn't get to use any of the grease that I told you guys that we needed for this build. Best not let anything go to waste. Remember to recycle and pay your taxes. Bye bye. Fuck.